In this special episode of Two Cousins, One Chat, we are celebrating women making a difference in the community. And today I'm catching up with a guest from 2022 to find out what she's been up to and explore her current projects. So enjoy this special episode as we discuss the importance of community involvement, what drives a passion, and what's next for our guest. Welcome to Two Cousins, One Chat. Hi, I'm Christy and thank you for listening in. Today we have a very special episode celebrating amazing women in the community. And I'm excited to catch up with a guest we last spoke to back in June 2022, which was episode number 6. It was the foodie episode. So today we have Wendy Bywaters joining us and I'm delighted to chat to her again, one-on-one this time. So let's catch up with Wendy.
Hello, and how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's really lovely to see you again. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us on the podcast. Well, it's just me this time. So, how have you been?
Yeah, no, I've been really well, thank you. It's lovely to chat with you too, and hello to all the listeners.
Yeah. Well, it was back in June 2022, Wendy. You had your laptop, you're in the Nhill community garden, you were surrounded by corn. It was like Children of the Corn. It had a beautiful backdrop.
Long melon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we had a really lovely chat and great Wi-Fi too, by the way. So today we basically want to catch up with you again and seeing what you've been up to. And the topic for this episode, as I said, is amazing women in the community. Tell me more. So are you still involved, Wendy, in the Nhill Community Garden? And perhaps you can tell us, some of the current projects that you're working on.
Thank you. So I can't believe it's been 2 years. That is just amazing. So much has happened in that time. So I'm still on council, so Hindmarsh Shire Council, elected member. Now I'm the deputy mayor. So for the last 12 months, I've been the deputy mayor, which is quite exciting. And I've had an opportunity to step in for the mayor on a few occasions.
What's that like?
Yeah, no, it's good. I went to a little scout group in Rainbow just recently, and the young people were just amazing. I was just so proud of them. They've done some amazing things, and I was so touched when they gave me a friendship bow to put around my neck. I didn't expect to get anything, and they've asked me to wear it if I go to any other Scout functions or on the 1st of August, which is International Scout Day. So I will do that.
That is so beautiful. How lovely.
It was wonderful, and I think, a lot of people don't like to be involved. They say they don't want to be involved in politics, but really local government is just about community. So to me, it opens so many doors. It gives you an opportunity to have a seat at the table when decisions are being made. Yeah, so anyway, exactly. that's so I'm now the deputy mayor, and that will be until, it finishes quite soon because our elections are in October of 2024, which is coming up.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I guess that leads into one of the things I've been doing, and that's encouraging people to think about local government, like local people. So to think about the elections and maybe tap someone on the shoulder that might be interested in doing it in October, and especially women. And I know, we want a diverse group, but to me, especially women, we need the voices on the table, and it's really, really important, and you can make a difference. So I guess we're talking about the last 2 years, and I know there's some things that I've advocated for in the area, and one of those is the cane ball court.
Yeah.
Have the Karen refugees here in Nhill, and their sport of choice is cane ball, which is a little wicker ball that is kicked and hit with the head over a net. It's very fast. It's an amazing sport, and that's something that I've been advocating for probably 10 years. So sometimes it takes a while, and we got the funding, and in the last few months that court's been finished, and now after work you see the young men playing the sport, and I'm sure it'll bring competition to town. And
we were talking about this last time, so it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, no,
and I have seen that on social media, that the new court's been made, and yeah, it looks fantastic. The community must be really happy as well.
Yeah, no, they are. They're very, very excited and very grateful, and that it's just great to have it there. And just one more thing, I think you can't encourage people to come to your town and not have the sport that they play. You know, not everyone plays football and netball and
That's
hockey.
exactly
They've got quite a
right.
few different sports, but it's really great to see that. And now my next little venture will be trying to get us, you know, a soccer team together too in Nhill, which I know the sporting club has tried a few times, but I think they need their own space. You know,
Okay.
so we'll see how that goes, because soccer is also a sport of choice.
So is that your next project that you're working on?
Well, one of them. I have so many projects in my head that my head spins a lot with
Yeah.
projects, but I do think that is one that's really important. And I guess for me, we've just got to decide whether or not I'm running for council again. So
Yeah.
I haven't really made up my mind. It's been a pretty big 4 years, but I have really enjoyed the time, and I know I've made a difference. So that's one of the things that's really important.
Yeah. So perhaps you can tell us what drives this passion and what keeps you going, and even when things get really tough or there's so many barriers.
I'm not sure. I think most people do it in a small community town. If we don't all, maybe not everyone will become a councillor, but everyone seems to volunteer. Most people I know seem to volunteer. It just depends on your passion. You know, there's a lot of people passionate about the Nhill District Sporting Club. That's really important. And they need, you know, new facilities and all that sort of thing. And I'm sure there's lots of people driving that. Oh, the silo. We've got the Nhill historical silo that the community bought and is run by a group of, you know, very passionate people. So that's really important. The Nhill shows are coming up, so all the local shows are coming up, and so many people put in so much time for that sort of thing. I guess one of my passions is the migrant community, because I do believe they need, you know, they do need help. They're coming from, a lot in our community coming from the refugee backgrounds, and they're still coming. People don't understand that, I think. 12 years ago, we had our first few families, and now it's 10% of the town. And there's still families that have come in the last couple of months with children that are moving into school and parents that need to learn English. Yeah, there's so much that we need to do to make people feel welcome. In council, we talk a lot about the housing issues. So, you know, we can bring all these people to town, but we have to find somewhere for them to live. So we're, you know, Nill's building some new houses. We've got a few investors, and, you know, we need to work out how that can all work. And a lot of the Karen community are buying their own homes. There'd be well over 50 families now that own their own homes. But we still need more, and we need more because we need more people.
Yeah, right.
A lot of small towns are declining, but Nill's not declining. It hasn't grown much, but I believe we've got potential to do that.
That's right.
And I'm not the only person that's really passionate about that. Lots of people
Yeah.
are. We have to look for modern ways and new ways to fix things. And I guess, you know, we were talking about young people before. I think the young people today are amazing. I think that they've got great ideas and that we have to listen to them. We're really lucky at Hindmarsh that we have a youth council, and they they've been coming up with good ideas for a long time. And I like to encourage young people to get involved in, well, I don't like to call it politics, but in community.
Yeah.
But it is really, it's all politics. You know, there's politics in kindergarten committees. You know, there's politics in everything. It's not really a bad word. It's just, I think it's something that we always put aside for older men. And I think now we have to realise that, you know, young women, older women, everyone, of colour, people, you know, that are new to town or people that have been here for a long time. We need a diverse group. And I hope a few people will put up their hand. But I think lots of people in small country towns, I don't like to think I'm anything special, but I
yeah.
do care. I do really care about the community.
I think that's really
Yeah.
obvious. We see a lot on social media where, you're always presenting and always promoting all the benefits of the small town, particularly in your area. But talking about the Hindmarsh Youth Council, isn't it fantastic for modelling leadership and modelling, and learning from their peers and people that are on the council? And there's so much benefit from being a part of the youth council. I think it's fantastic. And they had elections earlier this year, did they?
Yeah, so
They had a new
they
suite of
nominate
councillors.
and council choose them, but that we've got 12 youth councillors over the 4 different towns in Hindmarsh. So they come together and they've done discos, and at the moment they're doing podcasts, which is really, really wonderful. I've been and I haven't heard any podcasts yet, but I've been and watched them. They invited us to come along and
did they?
see what they were
so
doing.
Good.
Oh, I loved it. I was so proud of them. That's what I mean. Like, you hear so much about young people today, in a negative sense, but I actually think young people are amazing. They know so much more than I did when I was a teenager.
Oh, they're so smart too.
They are
so
smart.
smart.
And if we just listen to them, we can actually find out what it is that they need.
Yeah.
We talk about our towns in the country being aging populations. Well, we are getting older, but we've still got young people, and if we don't look after them, I don't know. I think you have to feed what you want to grow, don't you? So
Absolutely.
I think it's important. Yeah. So I love our young people. I think they're amazing.
Talking about feeding, how is the Nhill Community Garden growing?
Well, I was down there just the other day because I was contacted we've got a Grampians Wimmera Southern Mallee tourism group now, so it's sort of grown. It used to be just Wimmera Mallee, and now it's a bigger, and we've got the Grampians and the Wimmera Mallee, and they were coming to our towns to see what we sort of had to show, and they were looking at lots of different things: our silo, our aviation heritage centre, our historical society, and I made sure that they were going to see Porpo, which is a gorgeous little social enterprise that the Karen ladies are working there, and with the neighbourhood house, and of course the community garden. And I walked through with them and I showed them. It's a little bit muddy at the moment because we've had lots of rain, but they've still got all the the taro, the lemongrass, the coriander, sugar canes, all those Asian type vegetables, long melons, not really growing at the moment, but they're starting to. Garlic everywhere, popping up through the ground. So I think that it's still going strong. I'm going to talk to the committee a little bit about maybe introducing a few more people, because at the moment, because of work commitments, we have a Samoan, Fijian, quite a few other people that I know would benefit from having, that opportunity to share a garden and share the food.
Yeah.
That they can't buy always in the shops.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a great way of bringing people together, food, isn't it? And
it is.
Breaking
and look,
bread.
I've had, as well as being a councillor and also being a community member, and I run a little B&B, as you would know, and we've had a few functions here with the Samoans and the Fijians and the Karens, and we had a fire dance, which was amazing.
Yeah.
One of the Samoan guys, he's actually gone back. They come out for 4 years to work at Luvaduck, and then they go back home for a while, and 3 months, I think, and then he'll try and come again. But amazing fire dancer. That was really fun.
That would have been fantastic.
We had a feast. We had an umu, they call it. It's just that's what they call it in Samoa, but it's we cooked a lamb on rocks in the ground.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and whatever, we'd call it a barbecue. In Fiji they call it a hungy.
Oh, like New Zealand.
Oh, in New Zealand, I mean, they call it a hungy. Yeah, that's right. And we had New Zealanders here too, and it was just amazing, and it was lovely to share the food. Like the Karens grew some taro, so they cooked the taro like you would cook a baked potato.
Yeah.
Plus we also did baked potatoes and sweet corn and all that sort of thing. And
Fantastic.
I don't know. I just love it. I've got a Chinese lady staying with me at the moment.
Yep.
She's staying for a while, and I cooked fried rice the other day, and she told me it was the nicest meal she'd had
Did
since she'd
she?
been in Nhill, and I'm feeling pretty proud about that because she's been here for nearly a year. Not at
That's
our
so
place,
good.
but
Well, it must have been
yeah.
a
So that
some
was,
sort of secret ingredient. What did you put in
well,
there?
not really. I was taught by a Chinese man that stayed at our B&B a couple before COVID. So yeah, the trick is cabbage. Yeah,
Cabbage.
he just put in the rice, and I added bacon because it does make it tasty, and cabbage and garlic and onion, of course. Everything has to have garlic and onion.
Yeah.
And yeah, lots of cabbage and just chopped up and put in there, and then just an egg made like a omelette and sliced up and popped in there, and whatever else you can have. I had a few veggies and things put in there.
Good on
Anyway, she
you.
said it was good. She took a photo and sent it to a family
Oh,
back in
that
China.
is so good. I absolutely love that. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I do love food. And actually, the other thing is I've done since I spoke to you is I won a food competition. The West
Yeah.
Rimmer Health Service put on that's 12 months ago now, because they're
Wow.
doing another
Okay.
one
Yeah.
now. We had to highlight a local product, and I did chickpeas. How did I do chickpeas?
I remember
Lentils.
this.
Sorry,
Yes.
lentils.
I
I made
remember
a
this.
lentil lasagna.
That's right. I remember
Used all
seeing that.
local products, and I
Well
was a
done.
winner.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect to win. I just did it because it was fun, but it was a really yummy lentil lasagna.
Are you
And we
going to
did it with
defend?
Tim Bone. Tim
That's
used to
right.
be a
Yeah.
yeah, he come from Nhill originally, but he's in
Yeah.
Ballarat now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you going to defend your title?
Oh, no, I'm not. I decided that I won, and the lady that comes second, she was really good too, and she was lovely, and we've become friends. So she's going to try again. So hopefully she'll win whoever else it is. Yeah,
That's
I
so.
thought I won't. I'm going to go along though,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because
Definitely.
you can go along as a guest. So I
Yeah.
actually will enjoy that, because as much as I enjoyed the cooking, and there was the two of us in the kitchen. I missed out on all Tim's little show that he did and all
Okay.
his food tasting. So I'm going to be happy to be a guest this time.
Oh, good. And there's no pressure. You can just go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'll just eat the food. I felt a fair bit of pressure, I tell you. It was like, how you going in the kitchen, ladies? It was a fair bit of pressure.
That is so funny. So we just talked a little bit about looking ahead and what's next for you in the community, and you're talking about the elections that are coming up. Are there any other projects or goals that you're excited about or working on?
Whether I run for council again, I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
And that's in October. I'm still thinking about it. It's another 4 years, so it's a big commitment. I do enjoy it, but it is a big commitment. And I have, over the last year or so had aging parents and family commitments and that sort of thing. And plus I do need to make some money in my business. So I'm still thinking about that. But whether I do or not, I will continue with my work with the Karen community in Nhill, and definitely the Homework Club. Next week I'm doing a first aid course just for that. So, I've got my working with children and first aid, and it takes a bit to keep up with all the training courses that you have to do too, which I think is a good idea. You never know what's going to happen. It's good to be trained up to be a volunteer, whether you're working or not. And I've still got my bed and breakfast, and I've got other investments that I work on. But I can't see me anytime soon giving up my passion for the Karen community and the First Nations community in Dimboola. It's
NAIDOC.
what do we call it? NAIDOC week this week.
It is.
And to me, we have to think about our First People of Australia, and I see some similarities when it comes to needing the extra help in the community, and I'd like to be there as much as I can. So whether I'm on council or not, I will continue to do that.
Yeah, fantastic.
And young people, I think they're really important, and it should be a huge investment in our communities, whether that's council or youth groups or homework clubs, youth council, all these things. It's important to support our young people.
Certainly is. And the community is really lucky to have a leader like you and somebody that can share their time and experience, and also, with all of the young people and everyone else in the community. So it's been great chatting with you
Thank you.
today, Wendy. It's been really lovely to catch up with you and hear your news and what you've been up to. We haven't talked about steampunk. Whether
That's coming next year. I'll be there too.
Oh, good, good, good.
People need to look at it. So they're doing that every 2 years. So steampunk will be next year, but certainly worth keeping your eye out for that one.
Most definitely. Well, it's absolutely a pleasure to speak to you and hear about your work in the community, and looking forward to keeping in touch and seeing what happens next in October. So that wraps it up for today. But if people want to get in touch with you, Wendy, what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
Oh, people from Nhill. Well, as a councillor, you can find me on the webpage at Hindmarsh Shire Council.
Yep.
And I think most people in Nhill know me.
Yeah.
But if they don't, I'm not that hard to find. And we live at Wendy's Retreat.
Okay, fantastic.
With all my little animals.
Your little baby goats are so sweet.
And my sheep and my chickens.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Wendy. It's been great chatting with you today.
Thank you. Lovely talking to you too, Christy.
Well, that wraps up our first in the series, and both Ben and I have a couple of these short episodes coming your way, and we really hope you've enjoyed this chat today with Wendy Bywaters. And to our listeners, remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, and our YouTube channel. All the latest and behind the scenes fun. Until next time, keep celebrating the amazing women in the community, and bye for now.